We officially have a Formula Woman update. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. We have Formula Woman updates. You gonna help me? Welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, my name is Sarah. Huge welcome to you. I am an applicant in the 2021 Formula Woman Racing Series. If you've no idea what that is, you can go ahead and click on the card that I'm going to insert to the right of me here and check out my first video where I explained exactly what Formula Woman is. I'm going to be chatting more about that in this video, and I am very excited about some of the news that we have gotten in the last couple of days. Let's get into it. I am very, very excited to say that the Formula Woman members portal has officially launched.
Hell yeah!
The portal includes a course that we'll all need to go through before attending any of the on-track assessment days. And it also has a members area where you can find other folks who have applied and chat to them, which is really awesome to start a community going. And there is also an option to edit your profile so that folks kind of, if they've seen you on social media, maybe they can find you again. And I have to say, I am super impressed by this platform. Everything is so slick, everything is so easy to navigate through. I've actually worked on projects similar to this, putting together content for platforms like this one, and I know that it is no small feat, so a massive hats off to everyone that worked on this. It's a fantastic, fantastic product, and I'm really excited to actually dive into it. I've had a quick look at the course material before recording this video, and I won't give anything major away here, but the goal of the course is to essentially arm us with the fundamental understanding of key skills and information needed for competing in motorsport. So it literally covers everything from braking technique to how to navigate your way through a day on the track. So I'm really, really looking forward to diving into this a bit more. If you're still on the fence and haven't decided whether or not to apply to Formula Woman, every step that I take along this journey makes me more and more glad that I did it and just bit the bullet. Please do go ahead and apply. So more exciting news that we received is that the first on-track assessment dates have been announced. They are going to happen on the 19th and 20th of September, and it's going to take place in Anglesey in Wales. So very much looking forward to seeing what happens there, how everyone gets on, and it's really just kind of building up more and more buzz now that each step of the process is becoming a bit more clear and we're getting more and more information. The other topic that I wanted to chat through in this video is the topic surrounding LGBTQ plus inclusivity in Formula One and just generally diversity and inclusion across Formula One. The reason that I'm focusing on this month is that June is Pride Month, and as a proud member of the LGBTQ plus community, this is really important to me. When the WeRaceAsOne initiative launched back in 2020, I was so excited about it. I couldn't wait, as a Formula One fan, to tell people what we were doing in the sport, and I really got behind it, and it was something that Formula One was kind of very publicly supporting, which was great to see as well. But the reality was it was actually pretty confusing in terms of even the level of support that was being given. For starters, there seemed to be some confusion or lack of clarity or understanding around the use of the rainbow as a logo for the initiative. I would say that you pretty much have to be living under a rock not to know that rainbows and the rainbow flag are heavily associated with the LGBTQ plus community. And it turns out that Formula One, after attaching that image to the initiative, actually kind of clarified that they were more so using it as an umbrella reference to diversity and inclusion, which, to be completely honest, as a member of the community, shows a bit of a lack of understanding, and it was a little disappointing. I'm absolutely all for diversity and inclusion in all its shapes and forms, but it is confusing to sort of commit to the imagery that is very heavily associated with one particular community and then sort of back away from that. The rainbow flag has actually been removed from the WeRaceAsOne initiative for 2021, and it's been replaced essentially by 3 inclusion policy pillars, which are diversity and inclusion, sustainability and community. And let's be honest, diversity and inclusion has long been an issue in Formula One. Lewis Hamilton remains the only black driver ever at the top of the sport. Female drivers have never raced full-time in F1. They've been test drivers but not full-time drivers. And similar to many other professional sports, there has not yet been a publicly out Formula One driver. I did research on this, and Mike Butler remains the only known LGBT plus male driver to have raced at the Formula One level. But even he brought a girlfriend to his races, or was generally surrounded by, certain groups of women that people associated with him while he was actively on the circuit in the 1970s, and was very quiet once he retired, which is entirely understandable, especially for the time. And the point of this video is not at all to bash F1 or to call out its lack of effort. Really what it is just to point out to Formula One as a community and us as fans that if we were to properly jump into actively supporting communities such as the LGBTQ plus community, it would not only benefit the sport itself, but also make those of us that are in those communities feel more connected and engaged to the sport as a whole. One thing I did find while researching this for 2021 is that Aston Martin are actively partnering with Racing Pride this year for Pride Month in June, which is something that I fully support. I think this is a fantastic initiative. So for anyone that's not aware, Racing Pride was founded in 2019. And the goal was to create visibility for the LGBTQ community in motorsport, and to challenge negative stereotypes and misconceptions around that. And the Racing Pride logos will actually appear on the Aston Martin cars for the French Grand Prix on June 20th, which is a really nice touch. And aside from that, the team has also committed to holding workshops, coaching sessions and seminars for team members to try and eliminate things like homophobic language that has just never been stamped out within teams or has been tolerated to this point, that we really want to work towards eradicating. Aston Martin's F1 communications director Matt Bishop did say that although things have improved since he entered the sport in the 1990s as an openly gay man, he still gets emails from time to time to this day from other F1 community members expressing regret at the feeling that they're not able to come out because the environment isn't welcoming enough, and they fear that it's going to affect them negatively in their career in F1 or how their teammates perceive them, and they just feel like it's not worth the hassle. That's really sad to hear, especially in the current day and age. And I really hope that more teams can get on board with actually visibly supporting efforts like Racing Pride, because it's so important to ensure that everyone that works in Formula One at the very least feels at home and comfortable and can show up to work as themselves. You can read more about Aston Martin's partnership with Racing Pride at the link that I'm going to put in the description, and I'd highly encourage you to do that. And big shout out to all the folks at Aston Martin and Racing Pride who got that across the line. Whether it's in relation to your financial status, to your gender, to your ethnic background or your sexual orientation, Formula One is on a steady descent to becoming one of the most exclusive sports in the world, and I don't mean exclusive in a good way. Since Liberty Media came in, they've been talking about making sure that the sport reaches more people globally than ever before, and I think it's pretty obvious to all of us that the best way to do that is to ensure that folks are seeing people that they can relate to when they're watching races, or at least know that there are people on the teams more broadly that they can relate to. The only way to do that is to ensure that the sport as a whole is more inclusive, and that initiatives like what Aston Martin are doing with Racing Pride are more prevalent and, to be honest, promoted more heavily. If I hadn't gone looking, I probably wouldn't have even found out that information, and I think a lot of fans are in the same boat. That's all from me in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you are an F1 or motorsport fan who is a part of the LGBTQ plus community, feel free to leave a little rainbow in the comment section. I would love to see a section full of rainbows. That would absolutely warm my heart. And if you do want to keep track of the rest of my Formula Woman journey, please do subscribe to my channel. I'll be continuing to post videos that are specifically about Formula Woman, but also just more chit chat videos along topics like the ones we covered today. So I would love to bring you along with me, and thank you so much again for watching. Until next time, have a great Pride Month.